What would it feel like to be rich? What would it feel like to be popular? What would it feel like to be healthy? What would it feel like to be powerful? What would it feel like to be beautiful? What would it feel like to be smart and intelligent? All these types of things. These are things that can easily be answered by this manifestation technique. This is what I like to call walking as if, or basically seeing what life would be like from that perspective. So basically, in my last video, I explained one technique, and a lot of them start with an imaginal act. So with this one, it's kind of like I'm going to do this imaginal act, and I'm going to start to live it now. I'm not going to wait and just wait for life to come through and happen. I'm going to start doing it now. What do I have to do to bring this into my life? Not saying what do I have to do to bring the manifestation, but how do I basically prepare? And the way I like to do this, and this is personally my favorite way of manifesting things in my life, is what would it be like if? So, and I think it was my first video, I was telling you about my health problems when I first moved to Colorado. And, it was just like, I am healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, these types of things. But then I started to ask myself, what would it be like if I were healthy? What would it feel like? Okay, well, if my stomach won't hurt, I won't have to do this and that, I won't have to take all these medicines. Okay, so what do you start doing? You kind of start moving in that way. You kind of like almost line up with that manifestation. Let's just say you're broke. And you say, what would it feel like if? You may not say, oh, well, I'm going to go to the Gucci store and buy me a belt. First of all, that doesn't show that you're wealthy. It shows you're rich. There is a difference. But, what you can do is say, I'm going to have that belt one day. I'm going to have that. You go window shopping. There's nothing wrong with it. 50 Cent made it sound like it was a bad thing, but there's nothing wrong with being a window shopper. Like, you're good. Just go do that, and you start to see that belt on you. Imagine that belt on you. If you want it that bad, you can have it, man. You can have it. Imagine you with that new, like, Coach or Prada purse. I don't even know if Prada has purses, but whatever. It's easy to do it like that. For me, I very much value being a teacher. So one of my things when I was first learning how to do this, I was trying to teach people and they're looking at me like I'm an idiot, But then I was just like, okay, what would it be like if people started listening to my words? What would it be like? And what I did to facilitate this was to start reading, start learning more, so I have more of a background that I can like chip away at people's like old way of thinking and be like, hey, you can do it like this. Okay, that doesn't work. How about this? How about this? How about this? Hit them from different angles, and eventually people will just be like, oh, I'm starting to get what you mean. For example, my dream, like many people's dream, is to never have to work again. Be wealthy, be rich, be, out of corporate America. So when I'm walking around in my job sites, sometimes I'm just walking around and I can always see like downtown Denver from some of my job sites. And I'll be like, what would it be like if I didn't have to show up to work every day and I can be downtown Denver every day? I mean, not right now because of riots, but, but, what would it be like if, and I start to go look at pictures of downtown Denver. I start to look at places that have a good view of downtown Denver. I start to bring that into my mind, which is also called mental diets, and I will make a video about that. But walk as if. Let's just say you are a woman and you feel unattractive. You feel like you're not getting too much attention from men or women, whatever your choice is. What would it be like if I couldn't get these men or women off of me? What if I couldn't get enough attention? So what do? You could sit there in your room and keep meditating. That is good. I mean, hey, if you believe in the process, it will happen for you just like that. It sounds crazy, but it will. But you have to get ready for it. Get ready for your manifestation. You know what I mean? So what are you going to do? Change your wardrobe. If you're wearing some old stale perfume that your grandma bought you, switch it up. Start wearing different makeups. Go natural. Change up your look completely. Reinvent yourself before this. Because this is what I referenced before as the bridge of incident. New things will become apparent to you and open to you. You'll be like, that's different. I'm gonna try that. I never liked those shoes. Let me go try these shoes out. Let me make this into my new wardrobe. If you're a guy, you're gonna start maybe working out more. Wear better cologne, wear deodorant, brush your teeth. Simple things like that will come into your awareness. You're like, man, that seems like a good idea for some reason. I don't know why. That is an example of the bridge of incident. It doesn't have to be outside events. It could just be thoughts that come out of your mind. This is why this is my favorite one. I'm very self-sufficient. I like being able to handle things on my own. So this is what happened with me. Just like any other man that had like self-esteem issues at one point in their life, I was like, yo, what would it be like if? So I start working out more. I start just trying to be different. I start trying to stand out from other people. You know what I mean? And different things come, through my life. Some of them is like information, just nutrition information, spirituality, or just me just want to reinvent myself. All these things happened when I had the intention. My question was, what would it be like if I was the man I want to be? That was my manifestation. That was my intention, and these are the things that are starting to come from it. You see what I'm saying? So basically, to sum it all up, have an imaginal act. Whatever it is that you want to be. Let's just say you want to be more powerful. What would it be like if I was very powerful? Now what would you have to do? You'd have to know what it takes to be a powerful person. So then you might come across a Napoleon Hill book, The Laws of Success, which is something that I've read, and it's a really, really great book. Think and Grow Rich, another Napoleon Hill, great book. And if you want to be powerful, you understand now what does it take. You might start to learn about like the art of war. Of course, you're not going to war, but you understand how you can navigate corporate America, or you can navigate being an entrepreneur, these types of things, and you understand the relationships between people. You start learning these things. Sometimes it might just snap into you. You might be lucky. It happens. But sometimes it takes time to build that resources in you, because you believe that your imaginal act is indeed a fact. It's like, okay, I am powerful. And you live from that mind state. If you're weak and you're pathetic and you're getting tired of being walked over at work, you can be like, I'm powerful. And then someone tries to test you at work, and you're like, nah, I'm not with that. You're not gonna talk to me like that. And they're like, whoa, who's this guy? Because they're used to you being that weak person, but you just change it off the rip. And that's very important. You have to start to make the changes, but you also have to allow things to come in. I'm not a very religious person, but I was raised Christian Baptist. But one of the things when it says God said, let there be light, the important word there is let. Let there be, and then whatever the manifestation. A lot of people, they want to manifest something and they won't want to change. They'd be like, I want to be powerful, and they'll sit there and stay and be stubborn forever. It's like, well, how are you going to let yourself become powerful if you don't let yourself learn new things? If you have a third grade education and you've never been in like corporate America, you've never been in a high pressure situation in corporate America and things like that, how can you let it come in if you're not going to allow things to come in, new knowledge to come in that you can then utilize? Powerful people know how to use the information given to them. You see, you have to let things happen. Once again, you have to let go of that need to control how everything happens. I'm going to gain power like this. No, and don't get it confused. You're not putting, like, let's say in the example of power, you're not learning these things to facilitate how it's going to happen. It's when it happens, I'm now prepared for it because I had faith in my scene. And now I'm saying, okay, this is how I see my life. I've seen the end already. I've seen me at the head of the table. I've seen me giving the presentation. Now, if you're giving the presentation, you need to learn public speaking. So go ahead and practice it. Go on YouTube. Start to learn how to talk to people. Talk to the cashier at the store. Powerful people aren't scared to talk to people. You see what I'm saying? You have to embody whatever it is that you're trying to go for. If you're seeing yourself as wealthy, don't say, oh, I can't afford that. No, even if you can't right now, I'll get that later. That's not important to me right now. I have something more important, but I got that. Don't worry about it. It's been done already. In my mind, it's been done. Have faith in your imaginal act. Have faith in the the new intuition that comes your way, and walk as if there's anything you want in life, and it's not necessarily a material thing, it's more like a new attitude or a way of seeing things. What would it be like if I was more spiritual? Well, if I was more spiritual, I'd look into this type of book. I'd look into these types of herbs. I'd look into this, that. I'd open myself up to new ways of knowledge. You see what I'm saying? This is my favorite method, and hopefully you find success with it. Once again, if you have any questions, let me know. Email me, leave a comment. Thanks for listening.